For this week's assignment, you're going to be using Pixlr to create a desktop wallpaper. So it needs to be 19 by 20 pixels by 1080 pixels. And then you're going to use the stuff that I went over as far as color theory goes. This is your rubric. So if you go to Pixlr, make sure it's Pixlr E, and then you'll go create new, click full HD, that's the size and the instructions. Right here you're going to title it wallpaper, and then hit create. So from here you can pick your colors right here by clicking. So if you want a certain tone of color, you can click through those. You can drag this slider up and down for that. Click OK. You could use the paint bucket that drops a solid color. You could use what's called the gradient tool, which would allow you to fade from one color to another. So if you click here, I could click and drag across here. And whatever angle I drag my slider is what it will create across your screen. So if I go all the way across, it will fade that nice and evenly. If I only go a portion of the way, it will do it very small. So I might go here, leave some black over there, and then I could create my wallpaper to say something over here. You can do a radial gradient, which is a circular one, so I could drag from the center, or I could go from the outside to the center. Make sure you've reviewed the color theory stuff, because that will help you pick colors, especially text that corresponds with another color. If you wanted to draw something, you could use your paintbrush. You can also add layers, so all of that is on one layer, which if I wanted to change the color of something or wanted to change it, it's all on one layer, so it doesn't work very well. So if I push Command Z, or I come look down here in my history, I can actually go up a step. Let's add a layer. It will ask you what kind of layer. So if I wanted to add text, I could click there and type in So my computer was already on caps lock. That's why everything is in capital letters. If I move it over here, we have that I can change the size of my text. So I'm going to click on the T to edit my text, and then I can drag the size here. So if I wanted it to be really big, that's probably too big. So I'm going to switch that and bring it back down just a little bit. And then I can move that box around. That's on its own layer. So then if I wanted to add like some sort of effect behind it, it would be easier to do that, like blending mode. Maybe I want to lighten it. I can make it somewhat see-through by adjusting the transparency. These will merge layers together, which we don't want to do right now. Layer, you could I was just trying to find, oh, here they are. So I could space my letters way far apart, or I could suck them in closer together, space my individual letters, or bring them closer together. Change your alignment here, bold things. That will make them uppercase or lowercase. We could change, add a background. So if I wanted a background color, behind every word, I could do something like that. Or I want an outline around my text, I could do that. You change the color here. This is where color theory comes into play, because you want to obviously pick colors that would coordinate well. Not my favorite. Maybe I'll go white. Or more like a gray. If I wanted this exact color in the picture, I could just take my cursor and click there. And now it's going to tie those two colors in together. The size is going to make it bigger, or we could make it really thin. A shadow would place underneath it, and then I would probably have to change the color of the shadow here to even see it. And then now you can see that glowy effect is the shadow underneath the text. So you're creating a wallpaper that you could save to your desktop. If you want to add a picture to it, you can add a picture to it. The sky's the limit here. So look up some wallpaper ideas. If you have a picture you want to use for the background instead of a gradient, if you want to combine things, this is a good opportunity to just kind of play around with this program. You can't get anything wrong by trying it out. You can always undo things. So right here is your history. So if I wanted to go back some steps, or I'm like, no, I liked it better this way, I could click and it would come back. Adding layers gives you more control over how to move things. So if I added another layer and I want it to be empty, I want this one to be on top, but maybe I want to add a gradient, another gradient, or I want to add a shape. Let's see, where's my shapes? Maybe I want to add a circle behind here. Okay, I could add a shape. And then to move it here. Or maybe I wanted this to be all inside that bubble, and then do some smaller bubbles like leading to it. There's lots of different options. So having them on different layers allows me to move each individual thing around and not have it all smushed together on one layer. So make sure you use your layers. That'll be your best friend there. Okay, and then when you're finished, file, save. It'll ask, you can upload a JPEG or a PNG to Canvas, so either one of those is fine. And then just hit download, and it will download it to your computer, and then you can upload it to Canvas. So maybe on this one, instead of a round circle, I decide I want to make a paw print, but I want to use an image from online, so bobcat print. And I find an image of a bobcat. So let's see, I'll use this one. Do bobcats have claws? Sure. So I'm going to copy the image and then go back to Pixlr and paste it and allow it. And now I have my paw print here. And I could keep it black, or I could do the same thing. I can add effects behind it. To make it stand out, I could duplicate it. Let's see, if you want two of this layer, right click on it and then hit duplicate, and then maybe I change one to white. So I'm going to go adjustment and color lookup. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, every program is a little different. So maybe I apply that to it, and I want this one actually underneath. So So I can drag that layer below, and now I have the paw print highlighted. And then if I like them like that, I can click on them. So Command, maybe, trying to highlight them both. Maybe if I uncheck, no, that's just making certain ones visible. So maybe if I uncheck these ones and I say merge visible, then it will merge those two together. And now they're on one layer. So if I decide, oh hey, I want to move this one, then I could move, or should be able to move, the paw print there. I'm going to shrink it down a little, and then maybe I want to rotate it. Say free, and then it should allow me to rotate and put it there. And then if I want to under my text, I just move the layers down. Okay, so once again, just file, save as when you're done. There's lots of different things you could do with this program, so have fun. Can't wait to see what you create.